What's up, everybody? Welcome to Live to Metal. It's time for another rock metal update. That's right. My name is Scott Waters. Welcome to Live to Metal. It's time for another 12-inch vinyl update. Big stack of metal, a little bit of rock, but mostly metal. And before I start, I want to give a shout out to one of my YouTube buddies, to Patton Diorama. Patton has a channel, shows vinyl. He's a collector of very odd stuff, a lot of TV, movie and TV celebrity style vinyl. He's a huge Ramones fan. A little bit of everything, rock, metal, prog, you know, shows a little bit of everything. So check out his channel. I'll put a link below. Patton Diorama. Okay, so let's get right into it. First of all, I'll save this one for till later. I'm real excited about one of these records. I'll just share it later. I'm just gonna get right into it. I'm gonna start off with a Japanese pressing of Lion. Power Love. Power Love is the band's first EP. Was only released in Japan apparently, and of course this band featured Doug Aldridge, who later went on to be with Ronnie James Dio and with Whitesnake as well. What you got here is just 80s, I'd say pop metal or melodic metal. Huge hooks, big drums, sing-along choruses, very melodic, but very heavy as well. This one's got the edge to it. And you know, it's some of the 80s stuff got a little bit too keyboardish, too studio glossy. But this one still retains its edge. The studio didn't rob the band of their rock and roll edge, and that's what I like about this particular album. This is a 6-song EP, and of course Lion released a couple more albums after this. And I showed in my last update their first full-length album. And then as well, this is their second full-length album. This is Trouble in Angel City. So that completes the Lion collection. Lion only have three albums out as far as I know. This is probably a little more melodic, more AOR-ish than that first album. It's still decent. It still has a good edge to it. Aldridge has a great guitar tone, great guitar sound, and like I said, I just really enjoy this band. So there you go, Lion. Good picture of the band on the back. Alright, next up is, this was one that I ordered a long time ago. Got into one of those Kickstarter ones for this one. This is Tourniquet, Pathogenic Ocular Dissonance. And I love Tourniquet. I'm a huge Tourniquet fan. As a matter of fact, I think on this particular coupe there's a patch of them right there. And this is a numbered copy, as you can see, hand numbered by Ted Kirkpatrick, 56 out of 100. So there's only 100 copies of this particular pressing. There were several different pressings that all came out at the same time. But this particular pressing is on a very special, very artistic looking vinyl. And all 100 came with an autographed center ring, autographed by drummer, songwriter, guitarist Ted Kirkpatrick. And this is a gatefold. And it is a 2-album set, and each of the albums is a little different than vinyl is. So here's the one. You see, it's kind of got a very unusual blue and burgundy vinyl. And then the other album is very unique. What it is, it takes the center ring that I showed you earlier that was autographed, and it just explodes it into the vinyl. I'm not sure how well this is going to show up on the screen or not, but this is a red vinyl. And you have to look pretty carefully to see it. I can't even see it on here myself. It's so hard to see this thing. But anyhow, very, very cool looking vinyl. But you can see little pieces of the center ring inside the vinyl. Like it actually looks like it exploded from the inside out. Of course it didn't. That's the way it's supposed to look. And again, Tourniquet, Pathogenic Ocular Dissonance. Tourniquet are kind of a unusual band, kind of hard to pinpoint. You know, that most people would describe them, especially these early ones, as a thrash band, and that's, you know, there is some thrashy elements, but there's also elements of doom, which is almost the opposite of thrash. And then there's elements of progressive metal. Tourniquet's a very unique animal. There's not a whole lot of bands that sound like Tourniquet, in my opinion. And personally, I love their first 3 albums. I think they're great. Actually, I like most of the Tourniquet catalog, but the first 3 are my favorite. This is their 3rd album. Once again, this is the blue vinyl, and if you look very closely, you can kind of see the exploding pieces of the center ring inside the vinyl itself. So, very unusual vinyl. And there was only 100 of those pressed, and they were sold through the Kickstarter. So yeah, Tourniquet, Pathogenic Ocular Dissonance. Very excited about that one. These next 2, I haven't even cracked open yet. I have them both on CD, but I've been wanting to get them on vinyl. Really liking this band recently. Been getting into a lot of these new wave and traditional heavy metal bands, and picked up Striker's first full-length album. Canadian band. This is Eyes in the Night. Love the cover art. I actually have a t-shirt of this that was given to me by another vinyl community member from Canada. Great album. Very speedy metal here, as opposed to this, which is their 3rd full-length album, I believe. This is City of Gold, which is the most recent one. They have a new one coming out, but I don't think it's out yet. And this particular album is a gatefold double album. This album is kind of a mixture. You know, it's got some speed metal on it like it did on that first album. I think on the first album they were just, you know, out to prove something. It was heavy and fast, and everything was fast and heavy. This one here, they mix it up a little bit more. The tempos are a little different. You have a song like Bad Decisions, which sounds like it could have been on a Judas Priest, like an album like British Steel. You know, it kind of has that fist-pumping heavy metal sound you want to sing along to, and it's mid-paced and heavy. But then you have other songs like Underground, that's just, you know, pure speed metal. And that's kind of what Striker is, a mixture of those two. Really, really enjoy it. So I think City of Gold is their best yet. Like I said, I enjoy their first album too. I'm still missing their 2nd album. Don't have it on CD or vinyl yet. It's the only one I am missing from them. I do have their first EP as well. Okay, next up is a recent Back on Black release. I'm not sure how this Back on Black is getting away with these old concerts reissues, but this is Aerosmith, the Virginia Connection. This is a concert from Virginia in 1986 on a clear label. Great track listing, mostly their 70s stuff. They do Lightning Strikes, which is a great song, underrated track from them, I think. Of course, this was for the Permanent Vacation tour. Like I said, this is a gatefold. And yeah, so the enticing broadcast performance was transmitted across the greater Virginia area on 16th of November 1987 as Aerosmith were promoting their best-selling, majestic yet dynamic masterwork, Permanent Vacation. The venue for the starting gig was Hampton, Virginia's Civic Center. A concert hall with a capacity of 10,000. Aerosmith had sold it out with ease. So there you go. Aerosmith, the Virginia Connection. The sound quality on this is really, really good. Sometimes some of these bootleg albums aren't so good sounding. This one is fantastic. It's kind of on a translucent Coke bottle, I guess is what they call it, Coke bottle. Clear, it's not really clear. But then it's got the custom center rings. Like I said, Back on Black Records. And Back on Black's been putting out a lot of these. Deep Purple, Kiss, Aerosmith. Just some unusual live performances from bands from the 70s and 80s. But none of these bands seem to list them as official releases on their websites. So, and they're always limited pressings too. So I don't know what the deal is with those, but I don't care. Regardless, I have it in my collection. It sounds awesome. I love live Aerosmith, especially from this time period and earlier. Well worth picking up if you're an Aerosmith fan. Even the Permanent Vacation songs are a bit heavier in the live setting here. So, Virginia Connection. Okay, this one's been in my want list forever and ever on Amazon. I keep putting it off. But with the recent death of Lemmy, I went back and I grabbed it finally before the price jumps. And picked this one up for $15. This is The World Is Ours Volume 1. Live from Brazil. I have a ton of Motorhead vinyl. I love Motorhead live. Why it took us so long to finally pick this one up, I don't know. But I did finally grab it. 2 record sets, black vinyl, recorded in 2011 in Santiago, Chile. What did I say, Brazil? I was wrong, Santiago, Chile. And there's a volume 2 and a volume 3 as well. Volume 2 I have, volume 3 I've never seen. Volume 2 looks similar, it's got a blue cover. Volume 3 is green, I understand was only available through maybe their fan club or something like that. I'd love to find a copy of that, but I don't have it. Regardless, this is volume 1. Great album, great band, and long live Motorhead. Alright, next up, this one kind of irritated me, alright? This was an eBay buy. I bid on this one all the time on eBay, and usually someone always overbids me, and I'm just not willing to pay that much for it. But this is how the seller shipped this particular item. This is how they ship the vinyl. And this is what they put into the stiffener. Not even a full 12-inch stiffener. So this is what came in the mail. So this is LITA Forged Out for Blood, and it was listed in mint condition. And indeed, the vinyl is in mint condition. Looks like it was never played. And the record sleeve may have been in vinyl in perfect mint condition before it left, but now it's all bent up. As you can see, this corner is bent. This corner is bent. Big old crease down the side here, which is really irritating. Now, I didn't pay a lot for this. I paid $9.99. I think, including shipping or something around there, which is actually pretty cheap for this record. I see it go for much more on eBay. I really wanted this original pressing with this original cover art, so I'm glad to have it in my collection. I'm glad it plays so well, but I still contacted the seller and I'm like, dude, you didn't ship that thing right at all. He felt bad. He refunded my money and told me to keep the record. So, what could I do, you know? I didn't leave negative feedback, but I did warn him that his shipping was horrible. You can't ship a record in a floppy suit like that, so kind of a bummer. If I ever see another copy, and I'll grab it, you know, an upgrade to the cover, because like I said, the record's in mint condition. Sorry, I keep touching the edges of the record like that, but alright, LITA Forged Out for Blood, first album. Of course, LITA Forged, formerly of the Runaways. Remember, this came out when I was in high school, and I remember we bought this as a new release, and this is actually a pretty heavy record for LITA, and it's probably still my favorite from her. Alright, a couple of another Canadian releases. This is VOIVOD NEGATRON. A lot of people don't like Negatron. I do. And this is a 2-album set with PHOBOS on the other one. And this is a gatefold. It has the credits on the inside for each of the 2 albums. And I'm really glad to have this. I didn't even realize this was available on vinyl until a friend of mine from Canada told me he had a copy that he wanted to pass along to me, and we traded some stuff for it, and here it is. Like I said, a lot of people don't like this album because you know it's got a slightly different what's the word I'm looking for, lineup. Instead of I'm trying to remember who the vocalist is on here. Eric Forrest plays bass and vocals, and of course you have Dennis D'Amore on guitars, which Piggy, and then Michael Langevin on drums. So it was only 2 of the original 4 members on these 2 albums, and a lot of VOIVOD fans don't like them. I don't know why. I still think they're great. They're pretty heavy albums, progressive, a bit of groove, but VOIVOD's always been a unique animal, kind of like Tourniquet, like I talked about earlier. You know, nobody really sounds like them. They don't really sound like anybody else. I love these 2 records, so I'm not sure what it is people don't like about them. Yeah, it's not the original members, but so what? How many bands keep all the original members for the whole time, you know? It's just part of VOIVOD's history, and I don't think they really released a bad record. Yeah, I like probably their earlier stuff better, but really I like the entire VOIVOD catalog, even the newer stuff that they've been putting out. And right along with that one, this was a gift from my friend Frog. This is still in the shrink wrapping on the original MCA pressing of NOTHINGFACE. And I've been looking for some of these VOIVOD albums forever, and apparently he found a copy fairly cheap somewhere apparently and snagged it for me, and I'm really grateful to have this finally in my collection on vinyl. I have it on CD, of course, but nice to finally have it on vinyl with the original hype sticker. And I don't remember there being any inserts on this one, but I'll just double check it in case. No inserts. It's on the Mechanics label. So, a couple of Voivod albums to add to the collection. Very nice. Like I said, still in the shrink wrap, so the sleeve is mint, the vinyl was mint. Only minor problem with this one is the cutout, but it is what it is. Okay, next up, this band actually, they did a pledge drive to raise money to release this on vinyl, and I was all hyped up about it and posted it all over my Facebook page and some of the groups that I belong to, telling people to check it out and people to get involved. And then, in my own boneheadedness, I forgot to pledge myself. So I was kind of bummed out when it was over and I realized, oh crap, I missed out on it. But thankfully, Trog hooked me up with a copy of the album that I was missing, and this is My Silent Wake, Damnation. Yeah. Memory. Anyhow, only 100 of these pressed. So this is number 63 out of 100, as you can see down in the bottom corner down here. I love My Silent Wake. Very heavy, very moody, very dark, very doomy, very melodic. Not a whole lot of bands sound like them, in my opinion. And I think it's now my third album on vinyl from these guys. I know most of their stuff on vinyl is on CD as well. So they also released some stuff that's not. This is heavier, mix of clean vocals, death vocals, sometimes female vocals. But they also do some atmospheric music, which is not really my thing as much as the heavier stuff. But I have some of that stuff as well. So there you go. I believe that Stone Groove Records has My Silent Wake stuff available on their website for sale. So if you're interested, check out Stone Groove Records for My Silent Wake. Okay, some old school heavy metal from Eric Steele on the Megaforce label, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Megaforce label. And there's the front and back cover. Not much to say about this one. Like I said, old school heavy metal. This is a band that I have some of their stuff on CD. I did not have this one on CD, so glad to get this one on vinyl. This actually was a band that I got turned on to by King Fowley of October 31st Deceased fame. He's kind of told me to check these guys out way back when, and I picked up a CD by them, which I still have. And this just came in the mail recently, so I haven't even got a chance to hear this one yet. So this one will be spinning very soon. Anxious to hear it. This just came in the mail. Maybe just a couple days ago, so Eric Steele. One that I showed not recently in my video, but I'm going to show it again. I'm going to do a seal to reveal here because I didn't get a chance to open it. This one came from Chad, or the Vinyl Circus. If you haven't checked out Chad's channel yet, do so. Look up the Vinyl Circus on YouTube. And this is Iced Earth, Night of the Stormrider. And this is their second album. This is obviously a vinyl repressing, but this is also a repressing of the cover, a different cover than what was originally released on CD. I actually have 2 or 3 different CD covers for this album. I'm really into Iced Earth, so I collect everything by them. So I have several different CD pressings from them. But I just thought this is actually my favorite of all the covers. Like I said, I'm going to do a seal to reveal on this one. The fairly short came with a poster. Little jean strict thing going on there. And this is a gatefold, so I gotta keep this. So I'm gonna have to take off the plastic, but man, it's pretty clean. Black vinyl, 180 gram, very thick. Let's see if there's a poster in here. I'm pretty sure there's a poster in here. Gotta take the plastic off, I guess. And here's the gatefold. Oh, there's the other cover. Here's the original. To release the cover that I saw first. This may be just the difference between European and American pressings. I'm not sure. I have both covers on CDs, so. Yeah, here's the poster. So very nice. Pressing by Century Media Records. Obviously I haven't spun it yet since I just cracked it open, but I have heard some of the other Iced Earth vinyl repressings and they sound great, and I can't wait to spin this one. Looking forward to Something Wicked This Way Comes coming out, I believe in late January, early February as well, coming out on vinyl too. As well, this is Burnt Offerings. So now I think I have all the early Ice Stir stuff on vinyl. Burnt Offerings was their band's third album, first to feature Matthew Barlow, who would become, you know, well known. Most people prefer him and think of him as their favorite vocalist. You know, I like all their vocalists. They really haven't released a bad album, especially the early stuff, if you ask me. Randy Shaver was the vocalist on this album. And yeah, Matthew Barlow was the vocalist on this album. Again, this is sealed. This just came in the mail. And this was actually a Christmas present. My mom gave me a gift card. So I ordered some stuff from Amazon, and this is one of the albums that I ordered because it was the only one of the early Ice Star albums that was missing on vinyl, so I snatched it up before they're gone and become ridiculously expensive. And again, this one comes with a poster and it's a gatefold as well. Okay, we're getting there. Only about 4 or 5 more albums to go. Atomic Rooster, second album from them. Finally got a copy of this on vinyl. I've had it on CD forever. Been wanting to get a vinyl copy, but they're always ridiculously expensive. This being a recent repressing, 500 copies. This is number 499 of 500. And this too came with a poster, I believe. There we go. Much smaller than the Ice Star poster, but a poster nonetheless. And this one's had more than one cover. I always prefer this cover. But it also looked like this. I believe this might have been the US cover. And this is psychedelic rock, just heavy rock on a very nice orange and yellow marbleized vinyl. When I first received it, I kind of freaked out thinking it was cracked. I don't know if how well you can see that, but there's a line running through there. And that's just actually a line in the color of the vinyl. It is not cracked at all. And this thing sounds fantastic. I spun it already. Main person in this band, Vincent Crane. This is the band that Keith Emerson also came out of. Went on to form Emerson, Lake and Palmer. He's not playing this album. By this point, he was out of the band. Atomic Rooster. Death Walks Behind You. This is one of my favorites. I think it was either LJ or Greeno or Nathan, one of those guys, told me to check out Black Trip, and I checked out their newest album, Shadowline, I believe it was called, and love it. Made my top, I think it was number 3 for the year 2015. So I had to go back and find their first album on vinyl, and I grabbed that, Going Under. This album's a little more new wave of British heavy metal-ish, whereas that album I hear a lot of like Scorpions and Thin Lizzy, a lot of Thin Lizzy in that one. This one here is, I hear a lot more Iron Maiden in it. Still has those dual guitars, still hear some of the Thin Lizzy harmonies and Thin Lizzy riffing in here, but man, there's a lot of Maiden in here too. So it's hard for me to pick a favorite. I think I might like the other one a little better, maybe because I heard it first, I don't know. But great nonetheless. I really like the vocals too, very distinct vocals. Sings clean but has a little bit of like a grit to his voice. Just a great band. If I'm not mistaken, a couple of guys in this band are also in Enforcer. One of the few, I did a Twisted Sister vinyl collection not too long ago. I'll put a link up here somewhere so you guys can click on that if you're interested in seeing the Twisted Sister vinyl collection. But I was missing this one, have it on CD, finally scored this copy for I think $10. Still sealed. Club Days Volume 2. This is mostly live material, but it features newer recording, Never Say Never, Blasting Fast and Loud, which is, if I'm not mistaken, was 2 songs from the Stay Hungry sessions that never got finished, and they finished it for this record. Then there's a bunch of live material on here. Volume 1, I believe, was the Club Days studio stuff. But yeah, Ladies Boy, great song. I know a lot of people weren't into that song, but man, when I was into these guys in the early 80s, and they were just a local club band, that was like one of the favorites from the local area. A lot of us were disappointed when it didn't make it on Under the Blade, because live the band was promising it was going to be on Under the Blade, so for whatever reason it never got put on Under the Blade. It was only released as a single, so it was released here too. Again, I haven't even cracked it open. This is another Back on Black release that just recently came. Glad to finally have it as part of the collection. Twisted Sister Club Days Volume 2. Alright, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 left. Still completing the Mama's Boys collection. This is one of their later albums. Growing Up the Hard Way. This is, frankly, this is more AOR than it is heavy metal. These guys are definitely shooting for for radio hits on this one. Not sure I like this one as much as I like their early stuff. Their early stuff was much grittier, heavier, harder, more attitude, youthful energy. This is definitely the more studio polished kind of sound. It's not bad, but I honestly think that they were better early on. I've got a buddy who loves AOR, and I think this is right up his alley, so might have to buy a copy for him too. I'm not going to get rid of this one because I want to complete the whole collection, but just might pick one up for him too because I think this would be perfect for him. Regardless, not a bad album, just not quite up there, to where stuff like Needle in the Groove was at. So this next one, next two, or record store day pickups, and tons of people have shown these in their videos recently. This is the Judas Priest Painkiller EP with A Touch of Evil and Hell Patrol. The Saw Blade vinyl. This is more of a collector's thing than anything else. Honestly, I haven't even played this thing. I've read that there's I've read that this thing doesn't sound that great, and I've heard people say on videos it doesn't sound that great. Okay, well I have Painkiller, the album, so I'll play that on either vinyl or CD, and this is just more of a collector's thing that I'm just going to keep because I collect anything Judas Priest. This is also was a gift, a Christmas gift, from my buddy Bill Bafford in California. So. And then finally, this is the Megadeth Threat Is Real 12-inch single with Foreign Policy on the B-side. Another band that I'll pick up anything by, and I love Megadeth. Frankly, I'm really much looking forward to their new album, which should be coming out very shortly, and I pre-ordered that one. So, Dystopia is the name of the album, coming out January 2016. And one more to go. This is a Grail. This is an album I swore I never would own. I've never even seen a copy. So excited to finally have it. This was given to me by my good friend Tim Leaf. He called me up one day and told me, he said, man, life's been really hard and things have been really heavy, but he said, to me, man, you've been the lips of God. And I was like, I didn't think anything about that. Just a friend of mine that I talk to on the phone all the time, and that was a little hint that he was giving me that I totally didn't get right over my head of what he was going to be saying. This is a holy grail of Anvil collectibles. This is Lips Hard and Heavy. This is the original first pressing of Anvil's Hard and Heavy before they became known as Anvil. This is released in Canada only on Splash Records. I don't know how limited it is. I just know that copies that I see usually sell in the range of $400 to $500. This copy is in near mint condition. The vinyl, besides having a little bit of dust on it, looked like it had not been played. Obviously, I cleaned the dust off it and gave it a spin already, and it sounds fantastic. This is white vinyl, and white vinyl usually has a lot of ring wear and dirt, especially being this old. This one's got a little bit of yellowing from age. This was released in 1980, I believe, or maybe right at the beginning of 1981. So this album's got some age to it, but this is a very clean copy of this grail of a record. So glad to have it as part of my collection. Again, I did an Anvil video collection not too long ago, and I'll put a link above for that one as well if you guys are interested in seeing that. So there you go, Lips Hard and Heavy. So that is the last one for this edition of Rock Metal Update. And I will be doing a 7-inch Rock and Metal Update this month too, probably also this week. I'll just do both of them at the same time, get them through. And somebody also requested that I show some more memorabilia stuff. So I'm going to go ahead and show some tour books in the coming week as well. A bunch of Aerosmith, Nugent, Priest, Dio tour books. So that's what you have to look forward to. And also within a month or so I'll be getting together with Trob, and we'll be doing another Hard and Heavy, and we're going to be doing a top 50 of 1984. So that's some of the stuff you can be looking forward to from the No Light Till Metal channel. So I appreciate you guys watching. Have a great week, and if you would, leave a comment below. And let's talk some music. If you liked it, thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please do. And that's it. God bless. Stay strong.